in Wisconsin. This was not a good thing to do. Now, he reminded me of that. However, the one thing I said to Mr. McCann as he walked away was this: but what have you done for us lately? Diane Russo gave the presentation regarding L Street, in which she stated in front of all of you that we were only paying interest, no principal, over a year ago. But yet I have heard no one on this board ask for clarification. We, the community, have had to go out and do our own research. I would also state for the record, as I mentioned before, about the Faber Street property, that my husband is a real estate broker. My husband read that article and some additional information that was provided to me. He told me if I would have brokered a deal like this, I would be facing multiple sharks called attorneys in a major lawsuit. Now, I am also, just today, heard rumor that a certain board member had a certain spouse that worked for a certain bank that was part of this at the very beginning. I'm hoping that is not true. And I was listening to Ms. Dusek speak about the governor, and I had a brilliant idea. I think I need to email this article on L Street to the governor, because if we cannot take care of our own money down here, why are we going to try and take care of any money that they give us in the future? In regards to what you said earlier, Mr. Cartnell, about being rude and everything, and what you said, most of it was right. I would ask you this. I was a boss. When I asked one of my employees a question, I expected an answer, and we do too. Thank you, sir.
Hello, everybody. Regarding the whole issue that I just heard with Mr. McLaughlin and Dr. Brown, there's a saying in Spanish that I'll just start it, and I told this to Jim: Dime con quién te juntas y te digo con quién eres. So, Dr. Brown, you're not keeping very good company. On tonight's agenda, Alliant University is going to be presented, and I pulled that specific item. But before we get there, I wanted to give you some thoughts to ponder. Why did Alliance announce their partnership with Sweetwater Union High School District before this meeting and before it went to board approval? What a coincidence. The same thing happened with GCU, didn't it? You have given your superintendent the okay to sign these contracts before you even look at them or hear about them. Why is that? Did he already know he had 3 votes locked in since you have your monthly meetings and go over the agenda? I don't understand why things are done backwards. Why did Dr. Brand sign on the dotted line before this was brought before you? Why does he continually give this district bad press, bad ideas, and end up costing us a fortune in the long run? Dr. Brand, I do have a suggestion for you. Resign, get in your car, and go cost the taxpayers of North County money. You cost us enough already.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Marta García, vengo de la escuela High School de adultos. No me gustaría que cerraran la escuela porque nos hace mucha falta aprender el inglés, el idioma. Marta García.
My name is Marta Garcia, and I'm here talking about adult school. I would not like to see the school closed.
No me gustaría que cerraran la escuela porque nos hace muchísima falta traducir, o sea, aprender el idioma, y no nos gustaría que nos dejaran sin aprender nada porque es muy importante para nosotros.
I would really encourage you to not close the school because we really need to attend classes, especially to learn the language now that we're in the United States.
Pues somos mucha gente que queremos aprender, salir adelante. El sueldo es muy mínimo y queremos progresar para, pues, la economía está muy baja y queremos superarnos.
There's a lot of us who attend adult school, and we really need to better ourselves by attending and learning the language.
Muchas gracias por su atención.
Thank you very much.
Vista Adult School. Gracias a Dios y a nuestros miembros de Sweetwater High School District nos da la oportunidad de seguir superándonos.
I'm a student at the Chula Vista Adult School, and thanks to the board and to the teachers, we are grateful that we can improve our lives.
Estos centros de enseñanza nos proporcionan nuevas habilidades para obtener mejores trabajos y ser también ciudadanos con mejor educación.
This teaching schools really help us, giving us the tools to better ourselves and become better citizens of the U.S.
A nuestro gobernador que administra los recursos económicos, pedimos nos sigan apoyando para que puedan seguir abiertas estas escuelas, en especial Montgomery Adult School. Respetuosamente, Elena Barragán.
We ask our governor and the system to keep, especially Montgomery Adult School, open so we can continue our education. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Jerry Thomas, and you've heard what I had to say before. Back in 1966, I left an anthracite coal mine, a very poor town in Pennsylvania, and I saved up all my money for years. My dad was trying to make it out here in California, and I got on a Greyhound bus, 99 days, $99. And I traveled all around the United States. And on my junior year, the first day of school, it was the 99th day, I walked into this little Jesuit school up in San Bernardino. And there was this little Franciscan priest outside. And you might recognize him. He was the priest that held the big cross with Robert Kennedy and Chavez when they were marching through the Central Valley. And there was a saying up on the archway that said, Lux et Vitatis, which means light and truth. And that's what this board needs. It needs some light and truth. I'm going to read my statement now. I'm just so sad that you've done away with the ROP. It's heartbreaking. I've seen it save so many lives. The Regional Occupation Program, ROP, is the educational workforce safety net that links the classroom more closely to the workforce economic benefit. ROP also gives the people access to all kinds of employment opportunities to move into meaningful careers. The economic disadvantaged need access to affordable higher education. Also, both our community poor and most middle-class students cannot afford the price of education demanded from some proprietary schools that is profit-making higher education that much too often results in lifetime debt. There are too many of these questionable self-serving profit-making schools, colleges, or universities. Many of the regional occupation ROP and adult school students are working and studying to improve their lives and to give their children the opportunity they deserve. The students of ROP work harder in school to acquire the skills they need to succeed in the job market. The choice the board made is one of high wages and skills versus low wages and no skills. The teachers of the workforce training program have developed their craft through experience and expertise in computer, public health, and engineering fields. By losing the special teachers of the ROP program, you are denying our community of the safety net for the unemployed and underemployed. Also, it is a quick way for those with transferable skills to upgrade to a needed employment field. ROP provides their certification that provides proof of level of competency for these much needed workforce vocational technical programs. The program elimination must not stand. Your decision was wrong. What I have here are petitions. Would the ROP students come up here so we can present it? This is a pack full of, I want you to take a look at, these are from very influential people all through the Chula Vista. These, you gotta look at these people. The students have dedicated, Why don't I give it to you, Mr. White, you take a look at it. Start from the beginning and work your way through.
All of them voters.
All of them,
Good evening, board. My name is Bernardo Vasquez. I'm a business owner, parent, and resident of the district. I had the pleasure today of attending a meeting where leadership from the Chula Vista Elementary School District was at. And I have to tell you, I have never been more proud of a school district than I am with the Chula Vista Elementary School District. And I see Ms. Lopez smiling over there because she's a prior board member there. All of their 42 schools have scored over 800 in the CSTs. Their highest performing school scored 937. Overall, the district is outperforming Coronado Unified School District.
Wow.
Chula Vista Elementary School District is on par with Poway Unified School District. They're fiscally sound. They have a cohesive and dynamic board that gets along and makes good decisions. They've not given pink slips to teachers for years. They have charter schools which are clearly outperforming 7th and 8th graders in this particular district. An overall fantastic school district. And why do I bring that up? I bring that up because the sister district that you that sit up there represent and lead, unfortunately can't match what our elementary school district is doing. Your decision, board, to rehire Superintendent Ed Brand, the fiasco with the Southwest High dirt, and the numerous stories that were told which were all not true. The avoidance of providing information to the Bond Oversight Committee. The cheerleading fiasco that we just heard. And I would ask you, Mr. Cartmill, you have employees, you're a business owner, would you treat your employees that way? A rhetorical question, of course. The L Street deal that was talked about in this morning's newspaper, and what an embarrassment it is for the superintendent, for those of you that were on the board, and for those of us in the community in general. The attempt to spend $30 million on new district headquarters in Eastlake at the same meeting that you are cutting the ROP program. An absolute embarrassment.
Big time.
Your attempt to start your own,
Please let the speaker speak.
your attempt to start your own CIF section, because we can't compete with other San Diego County schools.
We can't.
Well, Mr. McCann, you probably would disagree because your daughter was on the CIF championship soccer team at Eastlake High School. Right, she was. And of course we have Eastlake and Otay Ranch High who are both in the CIF semifinals in lacrosse. We have Otay Ranch High who is a defending champion in boys volleyball. I can go on and we can't compete. We need to make some changes here, folks. Thank you.
You're on deck.
Good evening, Dr. Brand, board members, and the community of Sweetwater. I'm here on behalf of the school counselors of this district. I wanted to mention a couple of things. I want to give kudos to the class of 2013. Over 1,000 of them, of our seniors, have been accepted to SDSU. 591 of them have confirmed that they will be attending SDSU. And I just want to thank all the counselors that have been a big part of, I'm sure, many of these students' lives to get into this point. I wanted to read the different schools, each high schools that have the seniors that have been accepted to SDSU. Bonita Vista High School, 80 students have been accepted. Castle Park High School, 26. Chula Vista High School, 42. Eastlake High School, 96. Hilltop High School, 55. Mar Vista High School, 25. Montgomery High School, 26. Olympian High School, 58. Otay Ranch High School, 76. San Isidro High School, 32. Southwest High School, 25. And Sweetwater High School, 50. All these 591 students are confirmed that they will be attending SDSU. The main point I have here is, without these counselors, we know these numbers may go down, and I'm asking the board members, Dr. Brand, to rescind the 6 counselors that are on the chopping block, and I'm hoping that we can keep these numbers up, and I'm sure more students will be attending San Diego State and all the other universities in the country. Thank you. Have a good night.
Well, that was a tough one to follow. Good evening to all the board this evening. I'm here to convey my disappointment in the leadership and guidance. The leadership and guidance by our counselor at Montgomery High School. I'm here to demonstrate the type of recommendation this counselor is sending to a Coast Guard program chosen by my wife and by myself. Our future generation of leaders and professionals are in the hands of this counselor. I can't imagine if any well-written recommendation coming from this person. In the same meeting, this counselor admitted that he would not give her a strong recommendation. These are the time sequences. On March 5th, Mr. Ricasa spoke to my daughter Clarissa in regards to her senior year classes. The next week following, March 11th, my wife and I had a follow-up meeting with Mr. Ricasa to discuss her future classes that she would take for her senior year and was told she would have no chance on going to university with the grade point average she currently has. I believe he could be recommended some alternative classes in the future to enhance her grade average, or recommend a junior college or encouragement to better her future, but he flat out dismissed my daughter and wrote her off at this point. At this time, we asked Mr. Ricasa for a recommendation letter for the Coast Guard Academy introduction, which is called the AIM program. Mr. Ricasa then told us he would not give a strong recommendation for this program. Leading with dismay and bewilderment, I later asked for a meeting with Mr. Casa, the assistant vice principal, with a different counselor and advice. This is a sample of the recommendation the counselors are sending for my daughter to this academy.
Misspelling?
On March 13, 2013, requested a meeting with Mr. Casa. It was then scheduled after spring break. On April 4th, I spoke to Mr. Casa and Ms. Schumacher for advice on other options for junior college prep, making her grade point average better. I felt better with this meeting than being shrugged off from the other counselor. At this time, we asked again about the letter recommendation, and Mr. Casa said he would contact Mr. Casa. On April 11th, another request was asked from us to Mr. Ricasa, and it was just so happened the Coast Guard received the letter. The deadline was
We want
April
to make sure
15th.
you get some time, or do you have written comments that we can get submitted?
On what, sir?
Because your 3-minute limit is up at this time, and we have numerous speakers.
Okay.
Can we get a written copy of your comments?
Sure.
So we can
The
follow
only
up?
thing I ask, can I get another counselor for her? Or can I have a voucher to take another school? Can
Refer it
I
to
go
us,
to Mater Day?
refer it to us, and we'll see what we can do.
Because I'll take her out of the district.
Okay. Just submit your written paper to me through Ms. Corinne.
All right, sir.
Okay?
James Jones, you're up, and Dean,
Good evening, President, members of the board, Dr. Graham. I was going to talk about the ROP, CTE, adult education, but I have numerous people here that want to speak on that. What I'm concerned is I don't understand why our children have to go to school without the things, that we had when we went to school. Things like wood shop, industrial arts, towels, showers. I mean, come on. It's not right. And then, today, I see this in the paper about that fiasco of what you guys are doing. I don't understand. Where is our money going? The people of this district want to know what the heck is going on. We really don't understand. The people, not the educated ones, I mean the people that work every day, that aren't here, that cannot be here because they have, they need to be working and support their family. And they put it upon you people that we elected as representatives for our district, a district that I have been proud of all my life. That people come from all over the world to want to be in this district when I was growing up. But now, I just hear bad things. And I really want to help rectify this. The people of this district want to help rectify this. And without you to try to focus your abilities to do what you need to do this job that you are, put in charge of, we're all lost. And you're taking valuable educational things from this district. And I just don't get it. And I'm just a layman. I'm trying to understand. And you guys have got to do better. Really.
Hear, hear.
Do something.
I mean, I don't like to see this. And neither does anybody else. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak in front of all of you tonight. My name is Anel Martinez. I'm an instructor, child development instructor at Montgomery Adult School. We're currently waiting for the proposal of the governor to see how funds are going to be designated. I'm here tonight on behalf of the teachers and staff at Montgomery Adult School. Please consider leaving our Montgomery School site open. Every adult school has unique features, unique components. At Montgomery Adult School, one of the unique components that we have is a child care. A child care where parents are allowed to take their children, and there's a fee of $1.50 an hour. $1.50 an hour for child care, something that is not heard of. Most parents, what hinders them from